Hi, comment gamer here. Let's play Titanic Adventures Out of Time. Let's play, shall we? Be chapter 1. I'm just redoing it because last time I
Once again, today's top stories. London has endured another night of German bombing.
Interesting.
Most
Nice
damage
model
was
of the
concentrated in
Titanic.
the East End.
Lights up and everything.
The RAF has struck enemy aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low Countries. In Russia, further German losses are reported around Leningrad. In Asia, the American fortress at Corregidor is still defiant, but Japanese forces are reported nearing the Burmese oil fields. And that concludes the news summary. We now return you to our music program.
I'm turning that off because I don't know if that's copyrighted or not. Maybe I should turn it back on again.
Once again, today's top stories. London has endured another night of German bombing. Most damage was concentrated in the East End. The
Ew,
RAF has struck
cockroaches.
enemy aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low
That's
Countries.
gross.
In Russia, further German losses are reported around Leningrad. In Asia, the American fortress at Corregidor is still defiant, but Japanese forces are reported.
Turning that off.
About time you're awake. You're 2 weeks late with the rent. War or no war, a tenant in arrears is not a tenant I'll put up with. You don't pay by today, it's the street, I promise.
What? I'm a war veteran. Let me out.
Sneaking out, are you? I want me money.
I don't understand your... You speak proper English.
They said you was important once. Not now, you're just old and broke.
Shut up. You're gonna come old too, dumb lady. Can I look at this? Ooh. Wow. I just got drafted by the Nazis. Oh, man, look at this. Whoa. Okay. Don't like that card. Death card. Tarot cards. Interesting. This. Ew. It's a slaughterhouse. I don't like this. Nice postcard. Some Jack guy. What's this? Okay.
When do I get me money? When?
Shut up.
When do I get me money? When?
Nothing, you never, you capitalist pig.
When do I get me money? When?
Stop screaming. You're just gonna die. What the heck? Whoa. Did I just die? Looks like I'm in a time machine or something.
The past, forever locked in regret. But what if the past could be changed? "30 years have come and gone since the night that saw the end of the world, my world. The service needed someone on the Titanic. They chose me. I was to wait for a signal from my contact, so I remained in my cabin. I left only once. Georgia was on board. And that's when it came. There'd be no second chance. It was Sunday, April 14th. Too late, you see, for the Titanic, for me. What if I'd met with my contact, prevented disaster? What if the past could be changed? What then?"
Nice 64-bit edition of the Let's bring back quick time memories. I wish I had this time machine. Go back 34 years. Interesting. looks like I'm in a cabin. Ooh, look up where people are going. Uh-oh, that's not good. Hmm. No. Look at this. Ew. What else could I get? What's in here? Ooh. Oh, time watch. What's in this drawer? Ooh. Oh. Okay. I don't know who that is, but... Okay. Turn this on. Let's keep wasting. Whoa, I can see an iceberg. Right there. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the door.
Good evening. I am
Shut up.
Smethels, your steward. And, if I may say so, it is good to see you up and about. You've been in your cabin the whole voyage.
Yes?
A touch of the mal de mer, was it?
What's the mal de mer? And what's up with your eyebrow? Why is it up like that? Giving me a creepy look there. Nice bow tie, but do you have to look very creepy right there? Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Seasickness
Oh.
can be quite unpleasant.
Yes, I did have seasickness.
Especially if it's one's first crossing.
This
Since
is my
you
first.
haven't been out of your cabin, may I instruct you on how to get assistance while on board the Titanic? Very
Yes.
good. We of the White Star Line hope that your stay on board Titanic is as relaxing as possible. As you explore the ship, please bear in mind the following advice. The mouse is your hands. The keys, your feet. If you find the screen too dark or too bright, follow the directions on the control screen help panel or consult your manual on adjusting your monitor. To
Okay.
find the control panel help and other features, click on the life preserver at the bottom of the screen. The control panel has a help button, as
Yes.
well as a quit and save game feature.
Okay.
You may also adjust the volume. Test the settings by clicking on the black knob. You may also switch the theme music on
Yes.
or off.
Okay.
After making any adjustments, click OK to return to your current game.
Yes. Thank
Wandering
you.
the ship, if you notice a hand, it indicates something to click on. May I suggest you do so? Several personal items in your room, a brown satchel, and a pocket watch are quite useful to you during your voyage. Take them with you. You shall want to converse with other passengers. If you fail to understand them, click on their face. They will repeat their last sentence. The purser. His office is on C deck, just off the forward grand stair. The elevator, or lift as we call it, has an attendant who can direct you to various sections of the ship. The lifts are located behind the forward grand staircase. Lastly, you may always find me by returning to your
Yes.
cabin, C73, and
Okay.
ringing the bell to the right of the door. Your correspondence. 2,200 on board, and they
Whoa.
all want messages delivered promptly. Even if it is 1912, and the Titanic, the most advanced means of sea conveyance ever devised, I still have only two hands.
Okay.
Here, a map of the ship for you.
Thank you.
Compliments of the White Star Line. I have taken the liberty of indicating your cabin, C73. Of course,
Thank you.
on a Sunday evening at this hour, there won't be many people out. Will there
Why?
be anything else?
Why would we normally be out at at 9 o'clock at night for? And what's up with your eyebrow again? Smithers. You have a strange name. Like, why did your parents call you Smiddles? It's such a strange name. Alright, and who's PP? Does she like to pee her pants?
A young lady.
Okay.
A most insistent young lady.
Okay.
The electric camel, an exercise device. They say it is good for the liver. I wouldn't know. It's located in the gymnasium, on the boat deck, on the starboard side. That's the right side, in case you had not been informed. Port. If you're facing towards the front of the ship, the left side is the port side. Have you unpacked? You'll find your trunk key in your bag on the bed.
I have more questions for you.
If you require additional assistance, please ring the bell by the door. Good night.
Ah. How rude. I had more questions for you. This piano music's kind of creepy. Scary. Okay. Who's playing that piano? Yes, I unlocked it. Ooh.
His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic. Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. After completion of all your assignments on board, book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing. That is all. His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic. Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. After completion of all your assignments on board, book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing. That is all. His Majesty...
Okay, just loot. How's this important? Ooh, what's that? Hey, I want that. Hey. What is that stuff? How's this something? What's in this drawer? Ooh, confidential. Oh, it's a German and Austria-Hungary Empire. There's the Russian Empire. There's France. This is more Yugoslavia around. There's the British Empire. Okay. Oh look, Serbia, Austria-Hungary Empire, Germany, France, the British Empire. There's Greece. There's the Ottoman Empire right there. Okay, what's this? Neutral, the United States, the Central Powers, Germany, that's France, Russia. Okay, well, World War I didn't start yet. The spring of 1912, Europe is a dominant center of civilization. Vienna, 1850, the struggle war, despite the such danger, English liberals, what? What? Why is this person political for? He should be political neutral in this situation. Choose to behave like a warrior, no one behavior. What? War is unthinkable. Modern war with these weapons of war. Nothing more terrible and criminal. Okay. With the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Our chief rival is Germany. Her leader, the Kaiser, has developed her army since 1892 and races to build a naval rival to the British fleet. Trade policies, military alliances with Austria-Hungary in 1879. The result of these Central Powers are okay. Germany is spoiled for conquest. So, just African territories. Why the German Kaiser were like Africa? The fact of German provinces, we have taken plans to find a relationship to the French. 8 years ago, in 1904, they signed the a friendly agreement with France and Britain reduced influence in Egypt. Britain gives her blessing to French control of Morocco and finally was their military measures. France has also worked in a single food supplies with Russia in 1907 and Anglo-Russian conference over the Crimea, which we refused to make military progress. Okay. Emperor Franz Joseph Deutschland. Doctor. Okay. Fleet always has end. Okay. What else is in there? Hello? Oh, whoa! Look at this! Oh, I need to get a battery. Nope, I already read that. I'll read that again. No, I won't read this for that again. I just need a battery for this. It's a new computer in 1912. Wow, this guy is really advanced. Okay, let's get out of this place. I'm trying to find that person we can find. Where do I go to? Official's office, what's that? Am I close to that? I want to go to that office. Oops. I think I went to the wrong place. I don't really like this that music's kind of part of it. Oh, hello.
Evening, I'm the lift attendant. And you'll not find one better at taking you where you want to go. Where to? Righty, I know every nook and cranny. Take my lift to D-Deck. The first-class reception's around the foot of the grand stairs. I fancy it's pretty quiet. May I take you somewhere? Mind the gate. Did you attend a party last night on D-Deck? Seen the Lady Georgia did? Noticed those diamonds round her neck? A bloke could be set up with those, and her. Pity she's unhappy. Her husband always arguing with her, like just now.
Okay.
Almost there.
You like this music? I don't really like this music. There's no one here. I'm getting out of this place. I think I'm gonna leave. Oh, now I'm in the office. What's this?
Only I'm allowed to access the cargo manifest. What do you want?
I
As purser, I arrange dinner reservations, rent deck chairs, the usual shipboard duties. Five? Who are you anyway? I haven't seen you about. And I've the passenger list. We've already had trouble with one lady in second who's tried crashing first class. Certainly not. The manifest is the purser's. Only I look at the manifest. Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number. The Burnses? Cabin C78.
Okay.
Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number. Mr. Astor, he's not to be disturbed. Deck games are usually reserved for daylight hours. Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number. Mr. Barbicombe, try cabin A14. I live to serve.
I live to serve? Okay.
Keys? I think you should really hold on to those, don't you? That's all then, is it? Good night.
Right, a $4.80. That's expensive to the pound, which gives or £1 for every quarter. American money. Out of there. I'm gonna go up to the lifeboat deck. I'll try to get there. Forgot how big the Titanic was. Who's this guy?
Oh, hello. Don't think we've met. I'm Leyland Sachem Trask, metaphysical scribe and evangelist for the supernatural. I've been in London attending a conference on premonitions among the sensitive. You've heard of my institute, the Astral Bureau of Circulation in Boston? The ABC is a place where mediums of impeccable character can co-mingle in harmony.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I'm getting no reading at all. Not even faintly. There's a range, of course, but given the right training, psychics can reveal information hidden to others. This is a ship of destiny, which I think you know. Good night.
Okay, I'm getting the... What's in here? What's this one? Nope. Why am I running? I don't know why this guy's running. I can hear the propellers going. Loud. Oh, this guy. Hello. In here. Nope. Can I talk to this guy? Who is this guy?
Riviera broke me. Damned Frenchman. What do you want? Health nut, are you? It's on the boat deck. Above us. Yeah, it's a night, all right. A regular night to remember.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the wireless room, too. Oh, hello.
Good evening. Third Officer Morrow here. I am sorry, but this is the officers' promenade. No passengers allowed. You're the second passenger tonight who's been here. A young woman tried to enter the wireless room earlier. Such cheek. Probably a suffragette. Regulations forbid passengers from entering the wireless room. Now, good night.
What?
Yes, what now? This area's off limits. No passengers allowed.
Oops, maybe I should ask that guy.
Sorry, the wireless room's off limits to passengers. Didn't you hear me? No passengers. That means you.
Fine, I'll go to the gymnasium. Ooh. More smokestack. What's in here? There's a generator over there. Where's the gymnasium at? Is it? There it is. I'll talk to you first.
Glory be. It's about time. You're late.
Hmm?
Another 5 minutes and I'd have cancelled your mission.
Really?
Yes, I'm Pringle. Penny Pringle. From the Bureau of Secrets. You didn't think they'd plunk you down on this bucket of bolts and millionaires alone, did you? What a botch-up. Some idiot in the War Office booked me into second, not first class. I've had a fine time of it, too. The crew wouldn't let me in the first cabin at all. It's just today I located you. Look at this. A German colonel named Zeitel. He's inspecting their embassies in Havana, Washington, and Mexico City. We know better. 10 days ago, the Bureau got word that Zeitel has in his possession a priceless copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, stolen 2 months ago in Paris after its purchase by a very highly placed member of His Majesty's government. The Rubaiyat's a book, a collection of medieval Persian poetry, a passion of his lordship's.
Okay.
Poetry. Persians. The German High Command must think it's important enough to have their top man smuggle the lot on board.
You're very rude.
It's your job to find out. His lordship's watching this very closely. Very closely indeed. I wouldn't fumble this chance either, unless you fancy spending the rest of your career in some grotty Midlands back office shuffling paper about. Have you seen the report? In your trunk? On the international situation?
Yes, I did.
I'd jolly well read it if I were you. No. He's with the protégé. Name of Heidelitz, I believe. The two spend a great deal of time in the Café Parisien. Nibbling pastry. Get into the wireless room. I don't know or care how. Officer Morrow wouldn't let me in. See if Zeitel's received or sent any telegrams about the Rubai. You've got a cryptograph in your trunk. It'll unscramble the German codes. You use the brains God gave you. Watch people. Listen when you find the Rubaiyat. Knock on my door. Cabin F, 34. Use the second-class stairs. You should be set. Remember, this is your big chance. Don't fail. Let's run back to where that guy was. Oops. Officer Morrows, where are you? Morrows. Where are you?
You came after all this time. It's Georgia. I'd heard you on board. Where have you been? It's been 5 years. I'd have waited a lot longer to see you again. Why didn't you tell me where you'd gone? Dina hadn't a clue, nor did Jack. My letters were returned. Just like you to show up now, with everything such a beastly mess. You must help me. You've no doubt heard the rumors. I won't deny most of them. I can't. Even if the money's gone, I won't give the diamonds to Charles, never. These are all that remains. My insurance for a new life without Charles or Saoirse. Saoirse? The owner of the Barbican Gallery? We're friends. Of a sort. He's sailing on the Titanic, taking some paintings to New York to sell. Please. I mustn't talk any longer. Take it. Take the necklace. It's my only chance now.
Okay.
Keep it for me. And don't tell Charles you have it. You can't know what he's like.
Thanks.
Come here.
Okay, why? You sound funny.
What do you know? You again. Don't you love the sea air? Really clears out the sinuses. Max Seidelman, Philadelphia, PA. Buyer for Haymaker's department store. The Sharpie of Spruce Street, What's eating you anyway? You're always in a rush. Relax. We'll take Max's advice. Get over it.
Okay.
Sure, you lose sometimes. Yell. A little. Don't dwell. You a sporting type? You look like the sporting type. Come on down to the smoking room for a nightcap. Riviera's looking for someone to play a few hands of blackjack with. What do you say? Not much else to do. Not tonight. Brr. Cold as a cast iron commode. So, what do you say? Great. First, let's swing by the Parisian Cafe. There's a man there named Zeidel, a German. Claims he's a businessman, but he's got something up the sleeve, all right. I know the type, believe me. Dollars to donuts, he's in some racket. So come with, why don't you? We'll hit the smoking room from there. Hey, Colonel, how you doing? Willie, like you to meet
A pleasure.
Hello. Pretty German.
Heidelitz and I, we welcome diversion during such an uneventful passage, don't we, Willie?
Certainly.
Willie is at the University of Vienna, dissecting children's fable.
Cultural mythology, it's quite interesting. So only a junior professor, I tried to interest Dr. Freud. He's a genius, and I...
Yes, I am sure, quite.
Sigmund Freud.
On the passenger list, it says you embarked at Cherbourg. Yet I have not seen you with the others. You were there, were you not? I see. You are British. Not so many of you in Titanic's first cabins. These days, most of the rich are Americans. Businessmen like Max. Tell me, why do you go to New York? Business. How interesting, considering the British are not so good at it. Me? Inspecting our embassies. Imperial Germany desires to make a good impression in North America. Willie is continuing on, to the west, to conduct research on Aboriginal custom.
The Indians, they are fascinating.
Yes, yes. However, I place faith in science, not super...
The Colonel was saying this wireless stuff's revolutionizing everything. Sending messages to each other. It's the end of books and newspapers.
Like the Titanic, a technological triumph. Here we dined in comfort while racing along at 20 knots. It's still tied to the outside world by the wireless.
That reminds me, Colonel Seidel, when I go to send you a telegram, they told me it was to be there are too many messages. The passengers...
I am sure our guests do not care to hear a detailed discussion of your encounter with telegraphy. Now, if you will excuse me...
Please, excuse us.
Won't you call on us tomorrow? Here, in the cafe. The Linzer Tort's quite passable for a British ship. Stop by. Willie and I welcome it most heartily.
Yes, most heartily.
And before I leave, you must allow me to give you some advice. But do not wander the ship. It is not good, I think, in a ship as big as the Titanic. Good night, friends.
Good night.
See? What did I tell you? What did I say? Them too. Up to something, I'd say. The brainy kid gives me the creeps. What a grind. He should hang out with that little blonde. She's a looker, I tell you. Come on, let's hit the smoking room. I'll introduce you to Riviera. What do you say? Great. Go on up. I gotta see a man about a horse. I'll meet you in a few... Goodbye.
Okay, uh-oh. We're getting close to the ice field. I think I want to go back up to the lifeboat. Oh, yes. I'm keeping that for evidence. How do I get... out of his place. Can I talk to this person? Is it? But I'm wasting
But
time.
my dear, it's Daisy. Daisy Cashmore. Surely you remember.
Yeah.
Oh, you are naughty thing. Don't think I didn't know you'd snuck on at Cherbourg. Smethels told me all about it. The old boy's always dripping with news. Heard about Lord and Lady Lambeth. Ruined utterly. Scarcely enough left for appearances, I'm
drunk?
told. I always liked Georgia. Married Charles for his name and his fortune, sensible girl. But she's made her nest. Now she must live in it. Well... What do we think? Gorgeous, isn't it? Everyone's raving, gushing. The Titanic couldn't be more fabulous. And the sailing couldn't have been more convenient. Everyone's here. The Astors, the George Wideners, the Countess of Ross, such a wonderful girl. The Strausses, I saw them on D-deck tonight. The Ryersons, the Henry Harpers. I could just go on and on.
Who the heck
And
are
the
the
ship's so
Ryersons?
very advanced. I was just saying to my dear friends, the Carters, they're bringing back a motor car, do you believe, in the cargo hold. Bill Carter checks it daily. Really, every day, he keeps the keys with the purser. And of course they let them. The Carters are fantastically rich. Lucille doesn't understand the attraction at all. With men and machines, I tell her, we girls play second fiddle. Well, my dear, I have a little favor. A tiny one. Tonight at dinner, a man I don't know was making eyes at me. Be an absolute darling and find out who he is. Look him up in the passenger list. All I know are his initials, GQC. The list's someplace. Find it. I'll wait right here. Ta!
Bye. I think she's drunk. I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. My girl looks like someone who's a little bit more sober than that. It's a lifeboat, Jack. Good. I need to talk to the... just mother. Oh, there you are.
What now? Yes, though the only thing to watch is the wireless room. They just keep bringing up more messages. Wireless telegraphy is all the rage these days.
Okay.
Not tonight, I'm afraid. I've got an uneasy feeling. Something seems wrong. Yes, very calm.
Yeah.
No moon. I don't like that. Can't see what's coming. No moon means surprises. As if we don't have enough already. Mr. Ismay, the White Star Line's president's on board. We're walking eggshells around him, I don't. Though that's nothing compared to the creeping about my brother-in-law's doing at the... His entire London office is in an uproar.
Alright.
Tom works in the Admiralty. Seems our plans for troop deployments against Germany disappeared 3 weeks ago. Tom says the big boys are petrified the Jerrys will get wind of it. Could upset the balance of power. Politics. Desktop espionage. Bureaucrats. Give me the C. You can toss the rest. You ask a lot of questions. Ones I don't want to answer. You ask a lot of questions. Ones I don't want to answer. Good night.
Oh.
Excuse me. I said this is the officers' promenade. Didn't you hear me? No passengers. That means you. Yes. Very calm. We've received some ice reports. Shouldn't be a problem, though. Not on the Titanic. Yes, very calm. We've received some ice reports. Shouldn't be a problem, though. Not on the Titanic. Yes, very calm. No moon. I don't like that. Can't see what's coming. No moon means surprises, as if we don't have enough already. Mr. Ismay, the White Star Line's president's on board. We're walking eggshells round him, I tell you. Though that's nothing compared to the creeping about my brother-in-law's doing at the... His entire London office is in an uproar. Tom works in the Admiralty. Seems our plans for troop deployments against Germany disappeared 3 weeks ago. Tom says the big boys are petrified the Jerrys will get wind of it. Could upset the balance of power. Politics. Desktop espionage. Bureaucrats. Pah, give me the sea. You can toss the rest. Never have. Not since the war. South Africa. Boer War. The officer was a drinker. He was drunk when they trapped us out on the veldt. On a moonless night. It was a massacre. We never saw them coming. Drink always leads to the devil. Lucky. No, I wouldn't think that I was. An interesting connection. For all I know, it could be true. A man's got his troubles. Sick child, being away from home. But I hate whiners and apologizes. Well, thank you for your insight. Have a look, why don't you? Mind you, Phillips will have my head if he catches you in there.
Okay.
I don't see any harm. Go on in.
Thanks. Hilarious. I convinced him. Let's look at this. Interesting. Okay. 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 What's this one? I'll keep that one. Yep, what did I want? Yep, I got that. What's this? Oh, I don't need that. Not okay. Okay. I'll just keep fooling around with that. It's funny. What else is this? Set power amp to on. Check system. From 600, 800. Okay. 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 Okay, this is super core or something. Yeah. Check out the smoking room.
Hello. In need of psychic consultation?
Okay.
You know, a medium told me the only danger in my life would come on water. Salt or fresh, he did not say. Damn it all, I wish they'd be more specific. That pipe's been someplace quite humid recently. I'd visit the Turkish bath. Good luck.
Thanks.
These, my friend, will surprise you, mark my words. Good night.
I think the smoking room's up this way. I remember the boat deck.
May I be of assistance? The purser. His office is on C deck, just off the forward grand stairs. The elevator, or lift as we call it, has an attendant who can direct you to various sections of... Before I forget, Lady Georgia desires to meet with you. She is outside on the A deck promenade.
Okay. Lock. If I go up here, there.
Let me introduce you to Buick Riviera. Remember, he's French, and you know what they'll like. Come here.
Good evening, mon ami. Buick Riviera welcomes you to the tables. I am always delighted to play with friends of Max. You look familiar. We make a meeting before? Deauville? The casino at Monaco? New Mexico. I lived there once. In Diamondback. Such a town. So, have we met? C'est vrai. Then we shall use my special cards.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Try your luck.
This guy likes to cheat. Yeah, bust. Darn. I'll do it again.
I have won as you see.
You cheat.
Je regrette. Again?
I'll play with this cheater again. See if I win. Oh, you cheated again.
I win. You like to play again?
Yes. I don't understand this guy.
The cards. They played well. I win. Another hand, mon ami? I am afraid fate is not with you tonight. I win. Again?
Alright.
Fortune. She favors me. It is in the card. You like to play again? I have won as you see. Je regrette. Another hand, mon ami? Bonne chance, mon ami. Good night.
How you doing? Buick fleeced you too? You know, you're letting me do all the talking. If you don't mind me asking, just why are you headed to New York? Guess we all got our secrets, don't we? See you around. Good night.
I don't know you, nor do I want to. Leave me or I shall summon a steward. Tell me, do you approve of women who smoke? If you want to be a bore, I suggest you travel steerage. Good evening. Tell me, do you approve of women who smoke? You're witty. Most men take their indulgences one at a time. Combine them, like women with tobacco, and they pitch fits. Pity. Andrew and I wintered in Cairo. We returned via Paris, where we ran into all sorts of people, including that charming German Colonel Zeitel. He had a great interest in rare books. It will be wonderful to be home. No dust storms, no lepers. Mr. Trask predicts a banner year for me. Trask? A brilliant seer. Brilliant! I consult him about business decisions, and he's never steered me wrong. He instructs me to travel on only 2 ships, the Titanic and the Lusitania.
Okay.
I must stop our chat here. I've other concerns. My maid, she's left us. Yes, well, good night.
Poop deck.
A fine night to be indoors, cold as the dickens outside. Cold but clear. Clear as a bell, and the stars, oh, you should see 1,000,000 stars in God's firmament. A congregation of light. The name's Trout. The Reverend Edgar. I'm returning from a mission in Africa, to Sunapee, New Hampshire, where I live. Emily, my wife, she's dead. Thank you. We had looked forward to this journey. But she died at Port Said. Though it was Nyasaland that killed her, the doctors, you know, never did find all the parasites. Calling on Miss Pringle, she has been invaluable this voyage, a pillar. Oh yes, we're very glad she's with us. They say you met Trask. Be wary of him. Trask's a trickster. Take this card, a prayer card, from my own collection. So you must like this section of the Titanic. Here, second class. You can get to Scotland Road from here. Do you know it? Scotland Road? Scotland Road runs the length of the ship, from stern to bow on in. It allows the crew to get from one side to the other quickly. I could go to third class if I take the Scotland Road, but I don't believe in social mixing. No, it creates too much anxiety. A place for everyone, and everyone a place. Though some don't choose to see it that way. In the course of my ministrations, I've observed a gentleman from first class, a young German, among the steerage women. Most unnatural. I haven't said anything. I wouldn't want to upset the ladies, especially Miss Pringle. She seems a fragile vessel. Behind me, through those doors. Wait, before you leave, I was wondering, perhaps you'd care to make a donation to our mission in Nyasaland. I am very happy. Tomorrow we will discuss everything. Good evening.
Wow. Whoa. Can't go down there? I think I should leave as this piano music's creepy. Scared. Get out of this place. Turned around, yeah. Where am I? Lost. Ooh. In the turbine room. Interesting. Got loud in here.
Passengers aren't allowed in the engine. Step aside before I call a fireman to chuck you out.
What?
Passengers aren't allowed in the engine. Step aside before I call a fireman to chuck you out.
A fireman?
Passengers aren't allowed in the engine. Step aside before I call a fireman to chuck you out. Passengers aren't allowed in the engine. Step aside before I call a fireman to chuck you out. Passengers aren't allowed in the engine.
Care.
Step aside.
I say, what's your step?
Are you hurt, Hen?
No harm done. No harm.
I'm so sorry.
Trod on my toe.
We're the Ghost Joneses from Halt Whistle, you know. How are you finding the crossing? You're English, then? I would have thought American. Oh, my. I didn't mean to insult.
Can't hold a thought.
Dreadfully large place, America.
Brain like as if...
All that space and all those immigrants trying to fill it up. I was just commenting to Henry, on a White Star crossing one meets all the right.
Yeah.
While we were just chatting with a delightful elderly couple in the reception. The Strausses, wasn't that right?
Own a small dry goods store in New York somewhere. called Macy's.
On D-Day.
Ribena, must you always finish my sentences?
A store
You're
Macy's?
as
I'll
dumb
bet
as that
so.
American chap, that photographer.
Yes, he was just snapping away.
Taking pictures of some German colonel and that Englishman.
Snap, snap, snap.
War's coming, all right. Mark my words.
War? How beastly. Will Mr. Burns have to fight? He and his wife, such sweet things. But I do see her point. It is their honeymoon. Why he insists on snapping those photos, I haven't a clue.
For God's sake, woman, talk, 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 like a madam in a Rangoon bawdy house.
Henry, that's unspeakable.
So don't speak, then. Yaps louder than a scrum of rabid corgis. Now see here, this Burns chap.
If you want to see something interesting, take a look at his pictures. He's on C deck, cabin C, 78.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, can I help you? You found him. What do you want? I set up a small dark room in my cabin. Well, unfortunately, I don't have time to show it to you. Gee, thanks. I think so. I wish Stephanie agreed with you. My wife's angry with me because I've spent more time with my camera than with her. She just doesn't understand that a photographer can't stop taking pictures, even on his honeymoon. Have you seen Stephanie? She's wearing a blue hat. I better wait for her. Hello. Good to see you again. Have you seen Stephanie? She's wearing a blue hat. Well, if you find her, please come and tell me. Good night. Hello. Good to see you again.
Yeah, I like that.
Have you seen Stephanie? She's wearing a blue hat.
Yeah.
Well, if you find her, please come and tell me. Good night.
I'm almost there. That's 73. Let's open this up. 10, 8, X, Y, A, N. At Hayden Boyle, Room 3, call Suit 4. SB will deliver package after pickup. Will confirm. 0. I'm gonna do part 2, in the future, because I'm just doing this Titanic, game at a time, and remembering Titanic. Well, I'll continue on chapter 2 for this game, at a later date. Well, clearly you enjoyed this. That's all from me for now. It's Comment, give us a like, please subscribe, and hit the like.